Exhibit Director here at JAMsj, and I am so excited to have you all here today. Nothing feels better than being surrounded and in community with everyone. This exhibit I'm so excited for you to see it, not only because it's really showcasing some of the direction of where we're trying to go as a museum, but it's also featuring one of our local artists in residence. You know, Yurika, we actually, this is not like a nepotism thing or anything like that, but we're like neighbors. She lives in our building, you know, and so Yurika and I have been neighbors here in Japantown for over 10 years. Jim's also one of our neighbors. Yeah, and Henry, a lot of neighbors here. So it's really meaningful that as we sort of step into this new era as a museum with our collections and curations manager, Chisa, at the helm of the vision for our exhibits, that we're able to feature somebody who is from our own neighborhood, somebody who is a community member, and to be able to showcase her as also an amazing artist. So thank you guys so much for being here today. We have a wonderful program, and it means so much that we have you all here for the first look of the exhibit. And of course, we have so many people to thank, because nonprofit and museums is a team sport, and we wouldn't be able to do it without an amazing crew. And so first of all, thank you to all of our volunteers who are here today. You'll see them all around you in purple shirts, who really have been hustling all morning and throughout the week to make this happen. Thank you to our wonderful staff for helping with the exhibit installation and making it all happen. And of course, special thanks to some of our helpers that have really stepped up and helped out in our time of need. So I have to call out Tita No, they're running around with a camera somewhere right now. Flora Moreno for coming in last minute with their fancy laser level. That really, you'll see why it was so important when you see the exhibit. Of course, all of our board members who have been showing up today. We couldn't have done this without you. And of course, thank you to our funders. So we have people here from Silicon Valley Creates today, from Silicon Valley Community Foundation. Thank you to you guys so much for all that you do to uplift the arts, culture, and nonprofit community here in Silicon Valley, to support our ongoing work, which is more important now than ever. And of course, we also have Joyce from Midori Kai here, Midori Kai Inc. Joyce, right over there. Thank you all so much. As a grantee of their program, some of the funds from that grant actually went to directly fund the exhibit that you'll be seeing today. And of course, we have to thank our lovely Penny. Penny is our 2025 rotating exhibit sponsor. So Penny, thank you so much. It's been an amazing year of exhibits, and we wouldn't be able to do this work without you. And I'm so glad you're here to be able to see the final exhibit of the year. So thank you so much. Round of applause for Penny. And of course, final thanks to our members and supporters. Without all of you, we wouldn't be able to do this work, and this is who we are doing the work for. So it means so much that so many of you have showed up today to celebrate here with us. And again, it's really meaningful, not just because we get to feature Yurika, one of our locals, but this is also one of the first exhibits that is fully curated by Chisa Matsunaga, our collections and exhibit curation manager. She has done amazing work to really push forward our exhibits program. This is our second bilingual Japanese-English exhibit that we're featuring. And again, the first one that is fully curated from start to finish by Chisa. So please, a round of applause for Chisa Matsunaga.
Hi, good morning everyone. Thank you so much for coming here today. My name is Chisa Matsunaga. I'm an exhibit and curation manager here at JAMsj. We're truly grateful that you are here with us today this morning, and we opened the Chutohampa, Somewhere in Between by Yurika Chiba. So when we start thinking about who's our next exhibit, and then artists especially might be, the Yurika was the very, very first person actually come up in my mind. And she is the artist rooted in Japantown, of course, and then someone who has contributed to this community so much. And yet, her visual art has often been overshadowed by her other talent, which is Taiko performance and in chalk art, and her many role in the community. So I felt strongly that her artistic voice deserved its own space. And then the art museum is the right space, I think, to bring that forward. And then as you see in the gallery here today, you also get the small glimpse into the artist lineage she comes from. A little bit of her family art is also in the gallery too. So let me talk a little bit about how we start this exhibit. When we began planning this exhibit, Yurika and I talk actually a lot. We talk a lot. It's not only about how we're gonna do the exhibit, but also like what is the identity? What is the family or language, culture, distance, or a belongings, and then also the uncertainty. So out of our conversations, the central idea is emerged, which is Chutohampa. So, and what Yurika calls andness. So one story from her childhood actually very stayed within deeply. She once came home from school in tears and saying, "I'm not Japanese, I'm not Canadian, I don't know what I am." So in many parts of this world, that people are expected to answer the question, who are you? What are you? Or what's your ethnicity? What's your identity? Even when the truth is much more layered. There is no just single answer. It's a very hard question, especially for kids. This exhibit does not ignore this complexity. Instead, we try to reframe it. Rather than think as limitation, Yurika embraced this andness, not just one, but the other, but both. Not something missing, but something built from many layers, a rhythm that holds strengths, vulnerability, and creativity all at once. So one essential truth about this exhibit is the Yurika's doodle were carefully developed by her. It's not just the drawing, but just something that she shaped intentionally over the years. What began as a private coping method gradually became a daily practice, grounding, settling, reflection time. And then now you can see this amazing artwork on the wall today. This exhibit also connects to the broader theme found in Japanese diaspora experience. Identity movement and the way people learn to live between places and the cultures and identities. So Yurika's work begins these scenes into the present moment. It reflects the emotional reality of living across the cultures. So the internal negotiations, quiet endurance, and the creativity that emerge from holding more than one culture, one world, one identities. So through those works, we are not only witnessing Yurika's story, but also we are celebrating the andness within each of us. So the part of ourselves that don't neatly fit into just one identity. So we try to celebrate this, our in-betweenness, our Chutohampa-ness. Before I introduce the artist, I want to say two very important things. That Yurika being able to create your exhibit here at JAMsj is truly honor for me. And as your friend, as the curator here, I want to say congratulations from my bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Your openness and your trust for me and for our team, and your deep artist practice have made this project incredibly meaningful. Thank you so much. And in second, I want to thank you to our exhibit team and volunteers who's extremely hard workers. Thank you so much. And before I hand it to hand mic to Yurika, let me introduce her properly. Yurika Chiba was born in Saitama, Japan, and grew up in Toronto, Canada. She has lived in San Jose, Japantown since 2006. She comes from the artist family. Her mother is watercolor painter, and then both of her grandfathers are artists too. Yurika graduated from the University of Toronto and with a degree of psychology and has been active in Bay Area art community for many years, including a public art project, performance as a professional taiko player with San Jose Taiko. It is now my great honor to welcome Yurika. Please join Yurika Chiba.
Whew. Yeah, it's really sunny here. I'm gonna move this. Sorry. Yeah, thank you to all the brave people sitting in the sun. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless. I did write some notes of things I wanted to cover, but as you know me as an artist, I'm gonna start talking and I'm not sure where this is gonna go. But I'll try to wrap. Vanessa said I have 10 minutes, so I'm gonna actually start a timer. San Jose Taiko, we like to stay on time. Let's see, 10 minutes starting now. Oh no, that's 15. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Yeah, first of all, just thank you. I don't know how to thank everybody who's here today. So many of you I know from different places. My Taiko family is here. That means so much to me. And I feel like I've just been passed from my Taiko, like, it was kind of like a soft blanket to this museum soft blanket where I've been taken care of so carefully that it's been so easy, honestly, to work with Chisa and Vanessa. The entire staff has just been so attentive and careful and kind, and I've just thank you also from the bottom of my heart to all of you and all of my friends who are here today, and family as well. Okay, so I wrote about me, though Chisa covered most of it, so let's see, anything else I need to cover? Oh, I don't like to give speeches. Is something, if you know me, I tend to like to let other people do the speech giving in my groups. So this is also weird for me. I'm generally more of a space maker, I found out, than a space taker. So for me to have an entire art exhibit about me is a little bit uncomfortable, but also just really great. It's just been, yes, an amazing experience. So I think you will learn more about me if you just see the art and read the captions. But I did realize that as I'm here, I do have a soapbox. And I was thinking a lot about what is it that I really want to say? What is it that my art is saying? And the art that's here is really about healing. So my soapbox is about that we must make space for healing. And I really believe that. And I don't just mean healing from like something really terrible that happened once. I mean, it's healing that's continually happening. And I've learned a lot about healing in the last few years, and we're still continuing to heal. And that healing, moves forward and backward through time. And so I think like being in this, having my first art show in this museum is so meaningful because it's also like connecting so many things about my family and being, what does it mean to be Japanese, Canadian, American, and the context that I grew up in and my family grew up in. So I wrote down that I believe that healing can take many forms and can be hard, but can also be joyful. And joy has been such an important part of healing for me. And Taiko, for me, equals joy, but also equals healing. And I feel like art is the same for me, too. So there's so many lessons that I've learned from Taiko that also are in my art practice, that healing takes repetition, it takes practice, it takes continual learning. There's a concept that we have in San Jose Taiko called beginner's mind. I see PJ and Roy here. They're my Taiko mentors, and I think about this all the time, about beginner's mind, that having curiosity is really important to also healing. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, and that healing can take many forms. Oh, I said that one already. Oh, here we go. In order to resist, this is an interesting time that we live in. And I am actually making the move to go back to Canada very soon. Not to escape, but to be closer to my family. But I understand that the time that we live in, it is something that we're going through together. And in order to resist, we need resilience. In order to have resilience, we need to be continually healing ourselves and our families and our communities. And I feel like this is something that it's just ongoing and will take a lot of time. But important. Let's see. Did I cover all of my notes that I wanted to say? Yes, I think I did, and I did 5 minutes. Okay, so we have some time left over, and it would be really a great thing for me, for you all to get to know each other. So I would love it, actually, can we just take a little bit of time right now? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a couple minutes, let's say 2 minutes, because I know it's gonna go longer than 2 minutes, but we'll say 2 minutes, and go and talk to somebody that you don't know. Just meet someone, introduce yourselves. I would love for you all to do that, because you're all people that a lot of you I know, but some of you I know don't know each other. So I'm gonna say go talk to someone for 2 minutes, and then I'll say stop. So let's go and do that now. Go! All right. Thank you so much for indulging me in that. I love seeing people talking together, making new friends. You dropped your pen. Oh, there was something that I forgot. Sorry. Before I pass the mic back to Vanessa, I did make a quick note that I wanted to thank my partner, Ray. So Ray is also a visual artist. His artist name is Rayos Magos. And he's been such a great supporter of my work, and he's been saying this for a long time. You need to have an art show. You need to have an art show. And I was like, nah, that's okay. So I thank you so much to Ray. And we were talking inside that an unofficial contest is to count how many pictures of Ray you can find in my drawings. All right, I'm going to pass the mic back over. Thank you so much.
All right, another round of applause for Yurika Chiba. Thank you so much. So again, it's incredibly significant and meaningful, I think, to everybody involved in this project. And healing is something that we've been thinking about a lot at the museum, especially given the times that we're in and all of the different pressures that are coming forth, echoes of the past that directly have affected our community. So I think healing is such an important topic. And so I think even though maybe Yurika was resistant at first to maybe having a solo art show, I think it all aligned, and it was the right time to do this. And Yurika, again, I think it just shows in the crowd that you drew out today, the impact that you have in our community. And again, we're so honored to be the ones to be able to feature your art. And your recognition goes beyond just our neighborhood and beyond Japantown. We have Council Member Rosemary Kamei here, and as well as Julian from Supervisor Young's office, to present you with for certificate of recognition.
Thank you. Congratulations.
And again, for those of you who don't know, Yurika will be relocating to Canada, and so I think this is one way for us to give her a warm community send-off, and then also recognition that she very much deserves. So thank you, Yurika.
Sure. No, don't leave us.
Thank you to Councilmember Kamei, and then also to Supervisor Betty Young for those certificate of recognition. Our elected support is so important right now, and so we really appreciate them showing up for our community and for so many people who do show up for the community. So again, I want to thank the people who helped fund and make this work possible. Because I don't know, little quiz for you all. Out of $100 of philanthropy dollars, how much of it does anybody know how much of those $100 is dedicated to AAPI specific causes or organizations? Any guesses? Only $2 to $4 out of every $100 for philanthropy funding comes to AAPI focused organizations or causes. So we're really lucky again here in our community to have SV Creates and Silicon Valley Community Foundation who are really helping us through the work. But beyond that, again, all of you are members and supporters who make this work possible, who fund our operations. And again, to people like Penny, who has sponsored our rotating exhibit, and then organizations like Midori Kai Inc., a women-centered organization supporting our, somehow, like not on purpose, all-female staff here at the museum. So again, thank you so much to all the people who support the work in many ways, but especially to our funders. It means so much, and I hope you really feel the impact of what you are helping us do. And next up, I think Chisa has some announcements about what you can look forward to for today.
At 12, about in 30 minutes, Yurika will be doing the light painting over there behind you guys. And then SJ Taiko will join you on Yurika's cue, so it will be the really special moment. At 1 p.m., we have a doodle workshop with Yurika. So we also have a craft and then doodle table right over there under the tent. Please enjoy our craft table, and then also the doodle. You can try your own doodle too. We have an instruction and the material all there, so please try your own doodle over there too. That's all from me. So I'm handing over to the again.
Okay, this is the last time I'm talking, I swear. Okay, so again, this concludes our program, and we are so excited for all of you, our community, our supporters, to have the first look at this exhibit that, again, the staff has committed their full workload this week to. We're tremendously proud of what we've accomplished and tremendously proud to be able to highlight an artist like Yurika. And as you're going through, of course, yes, please do look for the raised face Easter eggs throughout the art pieces. And maybe that might inspire you to be like, I want to purchase this art and take it home with me. So much of the art in the exhibit is for sale. And there is a sign that will sort of explain that a little bit. So if you are inspired, I know we have some art buyers here, like I see you, Flora. People who really love art, if you are inspired to support the work through purchasing and taking home an original piece of art, you can do that. Of course, we have a system set up so that you can purchase now and then pick up when the exhibit is over so that it will remain on the walls. But I will also just reiterate, most of the art, all the art that is for sale, they're original pieces of art, one of a kind. So this is a really unique opportunity that we're really happy to offer to this group of people to take home some original, one-of-a-kind art from Yurika Chiba. And then also we have some really amazing Yurika Chiba merch. Whoever follows us on Instagram, you got a sneak peek at the custom sketchbook that we partnered with Yurika for, and then also the amazing tote bag and some of the stickers. So please check out the store. And with that, again, thank you so much for you all being here today. It means so much to us that you spend your Saturday morning here at JAMsj. And we will have Yurika and Chisa officially opening the exhibit for you all. The refreshments, again, will still be here. But for those of you who like to be the ones to get the very first look, you can follow Chisa and Yurika into the exhibit. Welcome to the official grand opening of Yurika Chiba's Chutohampa. Thank you. Thank you.
I think I could push it through. It's okay. I wanted to take a photo. Oh, okay.
That's a pink one.
And it's not scripted, so sometimes we used to say, SJ Taiko, watch what happens, let's see what happens. Frank, our Imperial Artistic Director, SJ Taiko, he's gonna be taking charge. I also just wanted to introduce the other members. Kelly Wing, Alex Hudson, Yuzu Kubota, and Stuart Kume. And here we go.
Yurika. Wow, thank you all for signing up for this doodling workshop. So the only rule for this workshop today is there aren't any rules. There are tools, but they're not rules. So when I first started, I taught this workshop a couple times, and it used to be called doodling, drawing meditation, because who meditates? Anybody meditates regularly? I think meditating is really hard. So I found that I can't necessarily do nothing, but instead what I found was I can be mindful or meditate while I'm drawing. So this is kind of what this workshop is about. So a couple things, okay. Maybe requests are, when we're drawing, we'll try to keep the volume down. I did have a DJ. Is Ray in the building still? He was gonna play some music for us, so we can kind of like just, you know, be in the moment. But we're gonna try to just be a little bit quiet and within yourself during the drawing. And to, who knows what mindfulness is? Anybody? Rory, what's mindfulness?
Mindfulness is like you're being like mindful either of others or you're being mindful for yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's also being kind of aware and observing what comes up in yourself. Yeah? So I know there might be an urge to be like, do you want us to do this or do you want us to do that? Am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? Well, if those questions come up, you can just like have a little notepad in your head and just maybe make a note of it. Like, I'm feeling like I don't know exactly what to do. So I'm just gonna write that in this little notepad in my head. So it would be great if you could think about while you're drawing, you have a little, like a notebook, DJ's in your head that you're like just making notes about like what kind of thoughts are coming up. So that's kind of like what we'll be doing. But before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about the material. So you can go ahead, if you haven't already, open up your pen. I'm gonna also open up this pen. So this is the pen I normally use. But we got a really great deal from Doodle, which is, if you don't know them, they're over on Jackson, just beyond 4th Street. They gave us, they heard we were doing this workshop, they gave us a great deal, so we're kind of checking them out. So I want to give a shout out to them. You can open up your pen. So this pen is double-sided. Yes, which is cool. And I believe it's a coded for pen. I don't read Japanese very well, but we're going to just get to know the pen a little bit first, because some of you might not be comfortable with the pen. So let's, before we do that, let's do some breathing. I like to do a little bit of breathing. Just to like, yeah, we're going to come together. So we're just going to, you can just sit up straight in your chairs. Some of my Taiko training, my Taiko mentor PJ is here. Hi PJ. But we believe that our energy comes from this area below your belly button called the hara. Everybody say hara. Hara. Yeah, so your hara here. So in order to kind of like let the energy flow through your body, you want to be sitting up nice and straight. Okay, so we're just going to take, up to you if you want to close your eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, it's fine. Take a deep breath in. And while you're breathing in, just let your hara expand. So it's going to expand. And then breathe out. Okay, you can open your eyes. All right, so back to the pen. I asked for some practice sheets of paper. So we have a pen, and we also have this is called a shikishi board, which is kind of a formal board. We're going to use later. But to practice, you can use the scratch paper that's in front of you. Since I'm a person who likes to move, I'm very much affected by like the feeling of the pen. So I really like this brush pen because when I learned about calligraphy, Japanese shoro, and has anybody taken any shoro classes here? Yeah. Oh, okay, a couple people. I was teaching at a summer camp, and the teacher said, sit up nice and straight, and then she said, kamaite. Yeah, and I was like, oh, kamaite. That's a word that we use in Taiko. That means get ready. So it's a similar kind of feeling of like, as you're getting ready to write a line, you're also just gathering your thoughts and your energy to get ready before you just, it's more of, so just to kind of get used to this pen, because I also don't know this pen. I'm gonna sit down so I can see what it feels like. Yeah. Let's untap our pens. In Shoto, sorry, is there anybody left-handed here? Oh, a couple left-handed people. So up to you if you're, we, as in Taiko, typically everything is right-handed, but for left-handed people, I will let you experiment and see what happens. Sorry. But when you're drawing in Shoto, it's, there are some things that are easier. So going from left to right is easier. This is an easier line for most people because you're going the direction that your arm wants to go. Your arm wants to go this way. So we are doing a lot of lines going this way. So from the left to the right. And then other line that's easier is up to down. Instead of going down to up, which is like fighting gravity, you're just, yeah, very similar to Taiko. So let's just practice. We're gonna do it together. If you're not used to holding one, we're gonna try to hold the pen up and down, more or less perpendicular to paper. Yeah. Instead of resting your arm on the desk, just let your arm kind of hover. And this also lets your arm move a little bit more, maybe, than when you're using a pencil. Because when you're not using a pencil, right, it's just your fingers and your wrist that moves. So we're just gonna practice and see what happens. I also don't know this pen. We're just gonna kamaite, nice and straight, and then just do one line across. Oh, interesting. They're squeaky.
Somebody forgot to grease them up.
Yeah. But yeah, there's interesting things that happen. Maybe you look at your line and go, oh, there's like a thick part and there's thin parts of the line. Yeah, let's do a couple more. So breathe in, across. Maybe try to make it go thicker or thinner. Breathe in, and across. How do you make it go thinner and then thicker again? Let's try going down. So it doesn't matter, you can go on top of your line. So let's just see what that feels when you go down. Go down. And as you're going down, again, like, can you get a uniform line? Like, what is the thinnest line you can get? Or the thickest line without breaking your pen? Like, kind of just see what that feels like. All right, let's try doing some circly lines. I know everybody has a philosophy on like how they make circles. I'm a start at the bottom, go around circle person. I think some people go the other way on the top. And maybe you don't know yet. So let's try. Yeah, let's see what happens. So make some circles. Maybe you'll find out, no, I'm a top to top, or I like the bottom. I don't know why I like to start at the bottom and go around. Or maybe a sideways. Yeah. When I'm meditating, I like to make little rules for myself because that helps me. Like I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna make a rule for myself. Let's try this rule. Look for corners and go from one corner to another corner. It doesn't matter which corner. Just join the corners. It can be in a straight line corner, or it can be a rounded corner, or a loopy corners, but I'm like looking for the corners, wherever there's corners, and attaching corners. So for example, I'm just going from this corner to this corner, or like a loopy corner. It's just a rule. It's a type of a rule that I'm making for myself. I'm just gonna go corners to corners. Another rule I like to do is I like to draw circles inside circles. So maybe try drawing a circle inside of a circle. Maybe they're bigger circles, maybe they're smaller circles, maybe it's two circles inside of circles. One other rule is, okay, this, I don't know why this is something that really bothers me in my drawings, is I don't like edges that are hanging out on their own. For some reason, this bothers me. So I will find all of the things that are hanging, all these ends of lines, and I'll connect them. I like to connect all of the ends of lines. So maybe that's something that might be a rule for you. So find the ends of lines, and you can just connect them. Now, before we get going on our main drawing, let's get to know the other side of the pen. Already did it. If you haven't done it yet, let's switch to the other side. There's a smaller brush pen. So some other rules I like to do, again, this is just me, but I like to tidy up things. So if I see like anywhere that I can tidy up, like I might want to connect here. Ooh, it's a really thin pen. Or I might see like, oh, I really want this line to be a little neater. I can tidy that up with this little pen. Or I might want to do some like really fine extra circles or lines. Like more circles inside the circles, but now they're thinner circles, so I've got like maybe some textures.
I know,
with the other side. Yeah. We're gonna open our keyboards. If they're unwrapped, if they're wrapped, you can unwrap it. And then maybe you can keep the plastic for now. You might want to wrap it back up again. I think you probably figured it out, but the white side is the side we're going to be drawing on. Typically, this is the presentation side, and this is the back side. I think, no, they're not exactly square, are they? They're a little bit up to you. Do you know if there's a convention? Is it this way? It's like this way. Yeah. It's conventional, but you know, again, in this class, it doesn't matter. And also, as we're drawing, you might be like, actually, I like it better this way. Oh, better this way. So, up to you in a little bit. We're gonna give 15 minutes, which is the time I usually set for a meditation for myself. And we'll see what happens. Typically, I start with 15. Sometimes I might keep going a little bit longer. But I feel like it's a good chunk of time to kind of like get into your drawing. But we're gonna do, what I'd like to do, again, you really don't want to, I can't stop you, is you're going to write your name. So any way that you want to write your name, but we're just gonna do, as we did before, you're gonna start, and then the lines you go, and the letters can go anywhere. It doesn't have to be like, you know, like this. It can be like Y, U, or like big. You can do it small, big, up to you. And then we'll just do that first. Because that's the hardest thing, is getting started, right? You look at this board, oh, it's so pretty, it's got gold in the back. Fancy. Which I think is interesting, because the Japanese always puts the gold on the side you don't see. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna just write. You can choose your first name, your last name, but let's do your own personal name. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with the thick side. I think the thick side is the good side, because it's just, these are okay. So everybody, get ready. Oh, look at Lars. Go, write your name. So as you're drawing, and you're drawing, you should know. As you're drawing, I would like you to think about your name story. And maybe write that down as a little notepad in your head. Like, where did your name come from? Who gave you your name? Do you have any, like for me, I have a lot of name stories because a lot of people can't say my name, don't know how to say my name, spell my name incorrectly. So maybe just make a note of that. And as we're drawing, again, we're trying to be a little respectful. I love it. Maybe turn your shishi over. We don't usually actually write on the back often, but sometimes you can. And just maybe you could write some thoughts down about what came up when you were drawing. Like, what did you think about? If it's about your name, that's great. If it's something else, like, oh, when I was drawing, I was thinking about this. Or maybe it's something from your little notepad, like, I haven't drawn in a long time. This feels weird. Whatever. But just maybe write a few sentences about what came up for you as you were drawing right now. Well, it's fresh. My name story is when I was born. If I was a boy, I was going to be named Hajime, which means firstborn child. But turned out I was a girl, and so my name was going to be Midori, which means green. And my mom didn't like that name. It was my grandfather wanted to name me Midori. But my aunt brought a big bouquet of lilies to the hospital when I was born. And so my name actually means lily fragrance. And so that was the inspiration for my name. Yeah, so that's the kind of level 1 story of my name. Yurika is a very not common name. Yuriko is a much more common name. Yuriko means lily child. So growing up, I was actually called Yurika a lot. My elementary school teachers never asked me, how do you say your name? They never asked me. They just started calling me Eureka. And so I had 2 identities. I was Eureka at school and Eureka at home. And I just thought that was normal until I went to university and my professor there was like, how would you like me to say your name? And that was the first time. I was 18. That was the first time somebody asked me, how would you like me to say your name? And that's when I said, oh, Eureka. Please call me Eureka. Yeah. But so that's another level of my name story. Yeah, traveling, Yurika has been a hard name to have. I've been called all kinds of things. Yuki, Yukari is a common one. Yukari, Yuka. My friends call me Yu, which is very confusing. Hey you. Yeah. Let's see, what else? There's like a lot of different places where my brain goes when I think about my name. So maybe you all have maybe a name story that has come up over the years. Oh, Starbucks, that's the best when I say my name. Oh, just to see what they write. Yes. Every once in a while we get it right.
Well, I wanted to share a story about my name.
Okay. Curation music now. Right.
I had like a different PE teacher for 4th and 5th grade, and for pretty much most of 4th grade, he didn't know how to pronounce my name. One time he actually called me Jacuzzi once.
Oh. And what is your name?
Kazuki.
Yeah. Anybody else have a name story they want to share?
Mine's not my name specifically, but I have a friend who is from Japan, and she attended school here as a young child in high school, like an overseas kind of exchange student program, and it was in Minnesota, and nobody could pronounce her name, and so she just started telling everyone her name was Mimi, because it was easier for her to say than for people to actually call her by her real name.
Yeah.
So I feel that that separate identity, right, that you have at home and in your tradition and in your culture, this is like what you share with others who maybe don't feel as safe, right? Yeah.
Anybody else have a story? Over here? Rory.
So when I was named Rory, I love that name because it's like short and a lot of people kept thinking that it was short for something because my name was so short. And it was like, is your name Aurora? Because because they keep saying like they know someone named Rory, but that's just like a nickname for Aurora. And I was like, no, my name's just Rory. And some people pronounce it Lori or Corey, and it's kind of funny.
My name comes from my grandfather, and then they named my father also Ray, so I am Ray the Third.
How do you feel about that?
I feel strange.
I have an unrelated
Yes.
name question. So when you're doodling, how do you know when you're done?
I think that just comes with time sometimes. I was gonna say,
went off?
yeah, or if I have to go to work. But the thing that was coming up in my notebook as I was drawing was that it takes practice, I think, to do this, because like the first few times I was doing this, I just get so angsty still. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen with this drawing? What is it? I don't like it, or it, you know. And so like it took a little while to just be like, I'm just drawing today just to draw. And so I think all of you are doing amazing just to be open-minded and trying this. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, in terms of the time limit, I think now I mentally kind of know, like I do it first thing in the morning when I drink my coffee. That's kind of like how it's attached to my schedule. And then like I have to go to work now, so it's 15 to 30 is typical for me. But yeah, sometimes I have to stop and I have to come. I'll come if it's something I really like. I'm like, I'm gonna come back to this one and like maybe finish it up later. But yeah. Any other questions like that? Yeah. Did anybody have anything that came up? Yeah, Lena.
When you're drawing, do you have like some kind of idea in mind, or are you just kind of like completely meditating?
Usually I don't have any ideas. Yeah, that's always been the hard part for me. Like, what do I draw? And the word commission for me brings up a lot of angst, because it's like, can you please draw my pet or my aunt? Like, that's like a lot of like, I have to draw something. Like, so I think this was part of the way that I got into drawing without pressure, that I don't know what this is gonna be. But sometimes it's like, oh, this thing came out, that was cool. Like, it has legs now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't typically have an idea. Yes.
I thought you demonstrated that beautifully in the live painting, because for me, I could see you were looking at it, but you were so in the moment. Okay, what is speaking to me? Or I thought that was very well demonstrated when you were in the live painting, which I think that just comes with practice and being comfortable with what's going to come up and all of that. So thank you for the live demonstration. I thought that was just beautiful today. Yeah,
that was really fun. That was the first time I've done that.
Really?
Like that, yeah.
Really, it was, I think, a big success. So, yeah.
Any recommendations for how we can start our own practice?
Oh, is that a question for me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think start small. I have a little notebook, several little notebooks, or if you saw them in the display downstairs, like, because it's like, for me, pressure is very difficult. Might not be the same for everybody else, but for me, I don't like pressure. So starting small, smaller piece, and a small time limit, and maybe just like one implement or two. That's why this is great, because it's just two things. Like if I start thinking color, then I'm like, sometimes can get overwhelmed. I have some color pieces, but just start small and start simple. Yeah, and like just let yourself, also not like your art. You can draw things that maybe like, I don't like this one, so it doesn't matter. I didn't put everything in the show. There's lots that I was like, maybe not. But it's okay. You can have an opinion about your own art too. Yeah. But I think like for me, the practice also of like just being aware of what's coming up was the part that I found really helpful for like my healing. Yeah. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I found it fascinating for the backside, because this is where I discovered what came out, because I wasn't really forecasting what I was going just with the flow, the feeling. Oh, I want this here, I want that, there. And then I go, I know underneath it all is my EJ. Oh, I do know. My back? My back? My back or the back? The back. Well, see, it's like, and that's what it felt like as I was doing, and I turned it over, and it's like, oh, my childhood town. San Rafael, California. My name never felt like me. Patty Joe Nakanishi. PJ prevailed. Liberation. And energy surrounding me. Unabashed. That's what it looks like. Unabashed. But it's like, I cannot say that this is a piece of art. It felt like a process.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Anybody else before we start wrapping up? We'd love to share what came up on the back. It's okay. I didn't say you were going to share. Yeah, Sophia.
For me, when I was drawing, I wasn't necessarily thinking about what I was doing. I just saw this, and then it just popped out. I wasn't really trying to convey anything. It was just there. There was like a kind of idea of like what I wanted to do, but it wasn't really. I wasn't fully set on it. It was kind of just.
That's pretty. I feel like that a lot too.
Can we all hold them up? Is that okay?
Yeah, is that okay?
To show.
Just maybe you can. Are you gonna count or what? All right, ready?
All right, ready?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll just take a look. Yeah, okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Everyone this way. Well, yeah.